So, we've known for quite a long time now that episode 8 is currently filming. There was a small trailer released about it a little while ago. I did an analysis of that trailer, so we knew it was filming, and we knew some of the locations that it was filming in, but we recently got more information about where it's filming, so today I just want to talk about what locations I would like to see return in episode 8, and what locations I'd like to see these areas that they're filming in, I'd like to see them transformed into, with new planets and new systems, stuff like that, just to kind of bring a new life to Star Wars with even more planets and just kind of how it'll all tie into the plot of Episode 8. So let's first go over the locations that we know they are filming in. They are filming in a city called Dubrovnik, I think, in Croatia. I apologize if I'm completely butchering that name, which I have a feeling I am. And then they also filming in the caves of Mexico, and of course on the Irish Islands, which is of course Octu, the planet that Luke was on at the end of episode 7, and we knew that already because we saw the production trailer, which basically confirmed they're still filming on those islands, and episode 8 picks off right where episode 7 left off. So those are the known locations of, where episode 8 is currently filming. Now, there are some locations that I would like to see return in Star Wars Episode 8, mainly from the prequels. One area that I'd like to return is Coruscant, which is, of course, the capital of the galaxy, the capital of the Old Republic, the capital of the Empire. It was not the capital of the New Republic. I believe that was Hosnian, but that was destroyed, so the First Order might make Coruscant the capital again. Either way, I think this planet should return because it'll be really interesting to see the effects that the Empire had on Coruscant, and Coruscant after the Empire fell, and just kind of how the huge city is now, because it was this huge city of 1 trillion people, and with the Empire moving in and with the Empire falling, did that increase the population? Did that decrease the population? Is the city still thriving, or is it kind of starting to crumble because of just kind of how the Empire rose and then how it fell? We really don't know, and it's a bit mysterious why the New Republic chose Hosnian as their capital instead of Coruscant. It might have been because Coruscant had too many connections with the Empire, just because of, the Empire was there before, and maybe they put their mark all over the planet, so they didn't want to make the capital of the New Republic there, because it would be too much like the Empire, or maybe the Empire had destroyed it, maybe it was in ruins now, who knows, but either way, thankfully Coruscant has not been destroyed by Starkiller Base. That was Hosnian. So hopefully we'll get to see Coruscant, hopefully, because Luke and Rey are supposed to be visiting the old Jedi temples. That is the rumor that I've heard, that obviously Luke has found the first Jedi temple, but that'll be kind of one of the main plots of episode 8, that while Luke is training Rey, they're going to be searching for old Jedi temples, and since Luke has found the first Jedi temple of the old Jedi Order, wouldn't it make sense for him to go and find the last temple of the old Jedi, the old Jedi Order, which was of course on Coruscant, so they could go visit there, see where Anakin, Luke's father, trained, see where Obi-Wan trained. That would, I think, be a really interesting plotline. And hopefully if they do bring Coruscant back, they can film it at a live set, maybe at like a huge city, like Beijing or something like that, because it looked good in CGI, but I think a live set will be even better. Another location that has been rumored to return is Naboo, which was of course the small planet that was invaded in The Phantom Menace, and this plays, a huge part, this planet plays a huge part in Episode 1, and kind of plays a pretty big role in Episode 2 and 3, because it was the home planet of Padme Amidala, or Skywalker, more like Padme Amidala / Skywalker, so it played a pretty big role in the prequels, and there's been rumors that that's going to return, and that's why they're filming in Croatia, and that's why, they're going to turn that city in Croatia into Naboo. They're going to make it look like Naboo, because again, they're probably not going to make it out of CGI like they did in the prequels, because they had such a low budget in the prequels. They had to make so much stuff out of CGI, including entire cities. So now that they have a bigger budget in the sequels, hopefully for Coruscant and Naboo, they'll film in live sets. So that's maybe why they're filming in Croatia. They're they're filming scenes in Naboo, and it would definitely make sense, because if they go back to Coruscant and Naboo, I think it would be very interesting, because maybe Luke and Rey are actually visiting Anakin's past, because they're kind of visiting the sites from the prequels, so maybe what they're doing is they're learning more about Darth Vader, they're learning more about Anakin, so they can pick up how to train Rey as a Jedi, and they're learning more about Darth Vader, because Kylo Ren is obviously modeling himself after Darth Vader, so maybe they're trying to kind of study Vader to find out how to defeat Kylo Ren, or maybe Kylo Ren himself, while training with Snoke, is learning about Vader's past, because he is so obsessed with his grandfather. So maybe it's Kylo Ren and Snoke, or just Kylo Ren, that go to Naboo and go to Coruscant to just kind of visit with Anakin and Vader's past. And because Anakin did play a pretty big role in Naboo, or at least Anakin and Padme did. Anakin visited it in the prequels, so I think that'd be a very interesting storyline. The only thing that might prove this to be false, that Naboo won't be coming back in the sequels, is because it's such a big part of the Phantom Menace in the prequels, and people don't necessarily like the prequels, so they might want to kind of stay clear of that, which is really unfortunate, because I think the prequels are pretty good movies, but maybe they'll take a chance and visit the old prequel planets. One more quick planet I would like to mention from the prequels is Mustafar, and this is of course the planet where Grievous moved the Separatist leaders right before the end of the Clone Wars. Yeah, right before the end of the Clone Wars, and of course this is the famous location of the duel between Obi-Wan and Anakin, or technically at that point he was Darth Vader. And I think if either Kylo Ren or Rey, if either one of them is kind of visiting the past of Anakin or Darth Vader, Mustafar would definitely be a great location and a really essential location to visit if they'd like to know, if they'd like to learn about Darth Vader's past, because this is of course what led him to get the robotic suit, because he was defeated by Obi-Wan, and 3 of his 4 limbs were cut off, and those were his 3 remaining natural limbs. His only limb that survived was his robotic hand, and then of course he was burned by the lava, which caused him to get all hurt and damaged, which is why he had to wear that suit. And I think this would be a great location for Luke, Rey, or Kylo Ren to see and kind of learn why Darth Vader wore that suit and why he was all broken and damaged in the original trilogy. And so I've talked about the Irish Islands and the Croatia, the city in Croatia. So the last location that they are known to film in is the Caves of Mexico. And I think what they might do here is I think they might maybe film, this might be the inside of a past Jedi temple. Maybe it's all flooded, as you can see in these pictures. There's some water in these caves. So maybe these caves are going to serve as the inside of an abandoned Jedi temple that Rey and Luke find, and they explore it, and it's all flooded and broken, and kind of the sea has kind of weathered the walls. That'd definitely be a very interesting setting. And of course there's going to be more settings, maybe a new Resistance base, maybe a new First Order base as well, because Starkiller base was destroyed. So maybe they have another base, maybe it's in space, or maybe they are based on a planet, because I do believe the First Order does run the galaxy right now, because they destroyed the New Republic, so they are kind of in charge. So who knows, they might have taken control of Coruscant, because it ties to the Empire, so they might be there. So just kind of locations for the Resistance and the First Order to be at they're definitely going to return as well, for Poe and Finn to be fighting Captain Phasma and the First Order. So I think that'd all be very interesting. So yeah, this is my video on what locations I'd like to see in Episode 8. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment if you want. There'll be more content coming up soon, and I will see you all next time.